All right, well, it's incredibly warm out here in New England for February. We aren't even in March yet, and yet it's like nearly t-shirt weather. Well, okay, so it's not quite t-shirt weather, but it's warm, which is awesome. And that means I'm going to head out and we're going to Wakanda. Well, we're going to see Black Panther. I don't like to see movies that are really big on the opening weekend because it's usually like a huge crowd and a huge hassle. So I try to go the next weekend, and that's what I'm doing. So it makes me a terrible reviewer because you can't actually like you've probably already seen the movie, so you're not going to listen to me. But it also allows me to give whatever spoilers I want to because you haven't seen the movie by now. What are you going to do? Wait for it to come out on Netflix? You probably are. So we're going to head out to see that, and I'll let you know what I think. All right, so I am back from watching the Black Panther finally, a week after everyone else got to see it. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. Is it the best Marvel movie? Well, I'm gonna give a bit of a breakdown on it right now. So I don't think it was the best Marvel movie. I'm a big fan of I think the Winter Soldier. For some reason, that one's just been one that's stuck for me, and I gotta love my Guardians of the Galaxy, mostly because of James Gunn, and he's an old trauma boy. But no, Guardians of the Galaxy was a really great film and really loved that movie. And Winter Soldier, I think, has so far been the best one because it's almost like an old buddy cop movie, and at the same time, it's like a spy intrigue movie, and just was really well done. And there's a bit of a spoiler with the Winter Soldier, so I'm not going to give too much of that. Um, and I'm not going to give too much of a spoilers on Black Panther, but I'm going to start with the bat. What I didn't like about it. Way too much over the top CGI, and it's actually starting to get annoying to me. Because it often takes me out of the film. Like I see like bodies flying through the air, and it's clear that it's not a real human being. It's not a real stunt. It's fake. I know they're supposed to be superheroes and to be able to do this, but sometimes I just feel like I'm not in the movie when I'm watching that. And then so that was there was like a lot of reliance on that. Um, and in general, it just seemed to me like they were putting way too much story into this. Like I almost think there should have been two movies. Like I think there were two movies. Maybe the one where Black Panther becomes Black Panther could have been like the first whole movie dealing with his father's backstory and so forth, and then you could have had another one with the story that was continued with it, which is a problem a lot of these movies have. They really try to pack too much storytelling in, and I like slower storytelling and I think more character development, which this movie had, but didn't have as much as I think could have had if they had spread it out over two movies. Because it was a long movie. It was like I think it was over. It definitely had to be over 2 hours. I didn't time it, but it was a pretty long movie, and many of them are. Um, the other thing I didn't like about it is there were some very bad plot holes. Like, and you got to forgive that a little bit because, almost all of these big movies wind up having some plot holes. But the main villain in the movie could have done what he does at the very end of the movie, which is go to Wakanda anytime he wanted to. Like, he had opportunities to do that sooner. Why he didn't take them, I don't understand. So it's really interesting to have seen the sort of the things that the choices that the characters made in the movie. Now I'm going to go on to the good. What was good about it? Really great visuals and really great costuming. This movie should win an award for its costuming alone. Um, Very amazing looking stuff. Visuals were gorgeous, and it's very rare that you see something that's this exotic, this well done, and this well put together. It was very cool to watch some of the battles because you could actually tell who was fighting who because the costumes are so very distinct. It's something Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings have done, but with this one, where you basically have all people from one country, but then they have very distinct looks to them that make them very unique. So when there was battles going on, you were like, oh, I know which characters are fighting here and what people are doing this, rather than just a big mess of who knows what's going on. So I thought that was really well done. The costuming should get uh, an Academy Award. I can't imagine another movie coming up with costumes as elaborate and as well done as this one. So kudos to the folks there. Now I put down the special effects, but the special effects actually were really good. I mean, there's an overuse of CGI, and you could tell, but there are other places where the special effects worked really well, and the stunt work, the car chases and so forth were really, really well done. So lots of action. Like the action almost never stops. Like the action stops only for a very little amount of time and then just gets right back up to it and ramps it up. There's always something going on. In that sense, this movie did not drag anywhere. It was 2 hours of stuff happening that was really interesting and really exciting, and nothing really bored you. So it really carried along very quickly. So it's a fast 2 hours. Like I said, two movies might have been better, and maybe even slowing the plot down a little bit might have actually made this a better movie, but you also didn't want it to drag. So there's this part of this, maybe there's some extra cut scenes that we didn't see, and maybe we'll get to see them at some point, but my guess is they took them out because they were slowing the movie down, so it's more exposition, which I wouldn't have mind seeing, but again, it's a long movie. Maybe it should have been two movies. Maybe Black Panther deserves more. Chances are he's going to get a sequel. This movie's done very well. It's been really well received, and so forth. So it's been quite good. So then there's the whole setup, and what I liked about it is that they haven't quite said where Black Panther's going to fit into Infinity War. There's no Infinity Gems shown here, and most of the movie was about vibranium. They made it very clear that vibranium is the big thing. It's the big, product of Wakanda. It's a big thing that everybody wants. It almost has magical powers to it. So my guess is that something's going to happen in Infinity War, and vibranium is going to be like the thing. So it's like the superpowered metal that Captain America's shield is made out of, and all the armor for the Black Panther is made out of, and they use it to make spaceships and all sorts of other things. It seems to have energy. It's like this magical super metal that only they have because like this one asteroid crashed. So I'm not sure where they're going to go with it in Infinity War, but I have two speculations. One, that vibranium came from somewhere, and maybe it's some kind of space metal that belongs to some of these aliens that we're dealing with from Guardians of the Galaxy on and so forth. Or it's possible that, in the Infinity War, in the coming Infinity War, you're going to get guys like Tony Stark and Captain America, leaders of the Avengers, saying, look, we need this vibranium because we got to fight this bad guy who's got all these superpowers because he's got the Infinity Stones. So I think those things are going to be big factors in Infinity War. And they did kind of set up that, Black Panther is going to be in the Infinity War, which will be cool. And I think his biggest contribution is going to be bringing his team. And he does have an awesome team. I'm going to talk a little bit about that without giving spoilers, but awesome group of people that kind of support him and help him out in this movie. And I think I would be disappointed if just Black Panther showed up in Infinity War and not the other supporting characters, because they were awesome. So hopefully they're going to come in there with their technology and their vibranium and use it to fight the bad guys in Infinity War. So you heard it here first. That's my speculation as to what's going to happen. So overall, really good movie. Maybe it's made the top 5 because, I mean, like I said, the first Iron Man was really good. I really like Doctor Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy. There's been so many of them. Thor Ragnarok was just fun. It was just a goofy, fun, hilarious movie. So there's a lot of other ones that this is competing with, but I'd have to say it's got to be in most Marvel people's top 5, maybe even top 3. It's really well done. So very happy with this movie, and it didn't feel like I wasted my money on it or anything like that. So yeah, it's just rocking on, and the next thing is Infinity War. So we'll have to do a review when that is out and see if my predictions come true. All right, hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.